What's good, YouTube? We back at it again with another video. Today we'll be talking about consistency. Now, this is like one of the number one things talked about when it comes to motivation or actually achieving something with your life is you first need to be consistent. And one of the things I feel like is not talked about, and that's the number one thing I'm gonna be talking about today, or the thing I'm gonna be talking about today, is personalizing the consistency, I guess, is the best way for me to say it. Now I got my notes here, and we'll get into it like it's a little study session, and I'll get into my uh, things that I want to say about it. Right. So I looked up the definition of consistency per the Merriam-Webster, right? And the definition I found most fitting for what I'm talking about today is conformity in the application of something. While that does sound a little difficult, one of these similar words is steadiness, right? To be steady, or steadiness, the definition of steadiness is the quality of being regular, even, and continuing in development. Now, most of the time when you see YouTube videos, it's like you just need to get into it. You just need to consistently wake up every day. You need to make a schedule and just get into there and do it. And it's like you're supposed to spawn in this motivation or this discipline that was never there in the first place, which is why you're coming to watch the video in the first place, right? And with that, it makes it hard, or it makes it you start to feel a little bit defeated, because these videos make it seem like if you just do it, you would achieve everything you want to. And it's not that simple, and it's not that easy. Now, the tip that I'm trying to get into today, is you need to personalize your consistency. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll give an example. So one of my goals for me doing the winter arc and just overall in my life is to drink at least a gallon of water every single day. And anybody that's tried to do that and it wasn't already a consistent part of your life, you understand how difficult that task is. One, because I just tend to forget about it, right? Two, at some point, sometimes it just feels like it's just too much water to drink, and I get bored of it. I'm tired of it. I just want to drink something else. Now, with that, I can keep making excuses as to why I don't drink this gallon of water every single day. But I feel like I tried absolutely everything to be consistent. A lot of people would say, buy you a water bottle. When you buy you a water bottle, it becomes easier. It's easier to count it. A lot of times you have the fluid ounces on the side of the bottle, and it makes it super simple for you to drink this gallon of water, because as soon as you run out, just go somewhere and fill it back up. And while that works for a lot of people, that doesn't work for me. Why is that? Whenever I have a canteen or a bottle of water, I tend to forget that it exists, because that bottle or that dish starts to become a part of my daily life. And this may sound weird, but me having a physical bottle with me that, one, I need to wash every single day, that already, like, I need to make this process as lazy as possible for me to be consistent, right? So now, one, I have to keep track of this bottle every single day. Two, I have to wash this every single day typically. Three, I don't want to lose it, because I just spent however much money on this bottle, and usually that will keep people motivated to keep track of it. For me, at some point, I'm like, I just literally can't be bothered, and I just leave it somewhere random, and I completely forgot where I left it. Now, that's usually the number one tip that people will give you, or they would tell you to divide it up into drinking water in the morning, drinking water at night. If you drink about, or also drink at lunch. If you drink about, I don't know, divide it into three. If you drink that much water morning, lunch, dinner, um, you'll get there. But that requires me to be a little bit more disciplined than what I was at beforehand. Now, how do I do it? What's something that motivates me? What's something that I know uh, that will get me to drink this bottle of water? So what I do now every single day is I go to the gas station before I go to work and I buy me a gallon of water. Why does this work better for me than the other option? One thing that motivates me the most in the world is spending my money. When it comes to food, when it comes to drinks, when it comes to snacks, alcohol, literally anything that can be consumed, one thing about me is if I buy it, I'm going to finish it. So, since I bought that bottle of water at the beginning of the day, me spending money on something is actively on my mind. It's the first thing that I do to get my day started. I spent this money, now it's on my mind. I'm carrying this gallon of water. I'm like, I need to finish this by the end of the day. So I'm holding it with me the entire day. Because it's a disposable thing after I'm done with it, I don't have to wash it now. I don't have to keep track of it over multiple days. I can literally drink the water, throw the gallon to the recycling bin. That's the end of it. And since I drive to by the gas station every single day to get to work, it's super easy. It doesn't take any extra time out of my day. I don't have to drive anywhere further. It's quite literally on my way to work. Now, why is this important or how can you apply this to you? Say, you want to go to the gym, right? And you want to start being consistent at going to the gym. But as soon as you get to the house, there is nothing in this world that can get you out of the house and getting out of that bed. So what's one way to make it easier for you to go to the gym? Take clothes with you when you go in the morning. If you go after work, right? Take clothes with you to work. Put the bag in your trunk. So now all you literally have to do, drive to work, drive straight to the gym, change, come back home. It eliminates the one thing that makes you the laziest, which is getting home and chilling at your house. Because dang well, if you get home, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna relax, you're gonna do everything else but get ready to go to the gym, right? Two, another thing you could do is maybe it's not going to the gym. It's when you're at the gym, you don't know what to do, or it's boring, or you don't like weightlifting, or you can make a million excuses there. Find something that you like to do that's active, and that's your way to make basically getting your physical fitness in, but in a way that you like it. I think a lot of times we as humans like to make it seem like you have to do it a specific way, or you're doing it wrong, when in reality there's 9 million different ways to do a certain thing and you still can achieve the same results, right? So consistency, or to be steady, really comes with you personalizing to yourself, because what works for one person is not going to work for the next. It could work for the next, but we don't know, right? Odds are it probably won't, because you're two different people with two different childhoods or makeups and habits and work schedules. Like, there's so many different things that make you different from the next person. Find the thing that personally works for you so you can be consistent. The second thing is to stop comparing yourself to somebody else, right? They say comparison is the thief of joy, but in this situation, it quite literally steals your motivation to do something, because you're seeing someone that's already there and you're trying to compare yourself to someone that's already there, and you're listening to their tips and tricks as they've already built this discipline over the years. You're trying to compare yourself to someone that's already there when you're not there. Now, it's good to take advice from somebody that's already there, but advice is not something that's gold. Basically, it's not something that you need to follow direct, like step by step, right? Take the advice, apply what, or take from the advice. English, Jesus. All right. Take what you need from the advice and apply it to your life, and leave out the rest. That's how you should go about life when it comes to anything somebody else is telling you. Take what you need, leave out the rest. Keep it in the back of your mind in case you need it later. But for right now, that's not what you need. Apply what's necessary. If someone says, in order for you to get a body like this, you need consistency, take that portion of it, hear them out, see what they said that you know you can directly apply to your life, and personalize it so that you can be consistent with it. Trying to keep a schedule that someone else has, when, like for instance, some of these like influencers, their life is now influencing. So all they have to do to make money and to make a living is to do the one thing that you're desiring. But you still have to go to work every single day. You still have obligations or responsibilities to family, friends, whatever. And you're trying to apply what they do with their life to yours. It's just never gonna work, and that's not how. It's not gonna work. So either way, to round out, the one key tip to being consistent is to personalize the consistency to your life, to your schedule. However that is, doesn't matter how niche it is, how quirky it is, how odd it is. What's important is you get into the end result, right? So if it requires you to do the most inefficient thing in order to achieve the goal, do that if that's what's going to keep you going and keep you consistent, right? I think we try to make everything overly efficient, and while efficiency is great, if you can do the most efficient route, while that's great, most of the times the most efficient method is not the funnest method. The most efficient method is not the most exciting thing. Like, efficiency sometimes is very, very boring, but things that are very, very boring is what keeps us from being who we want to be, right? Now, at some point, you are going to need to build the discipline, and keyword discipline, not motivation. Motivation is not always going to be there. At some point, you are going to need to build the discipline to be consistent. At times, when you even don't want to do your own schedule that you made for yourself, those are times you need to get up and be like, all right, I've been doing well. Let me keep doing well. Let me go do this thing. So discipline is still necessary, but if you can make it as like, if you can make it an auto process in your brain to where it's so natural that it's like almost like, why haven't I been doing this the entire time? That's where you need to be, no matter how inefficient it is. It doesn't matter what other people say. If you're doing the thing, that's what matters. So anyways, so all I had to say for y'all, that is how I feel about consistency. That's what's been helping me get my food intake in for like my greens, my protein and stuff like that. That's what's been keeping me consistent in the gym for now. My longest streak of being consistent, which has been since April. It's November now, however many months that is. So that's what's been keeping me consistent in the gym. It's what's getting me to constantly self-improve, because I'm like, what's the most effective time for me to journal, to read my Bible, to, I don't know, fill in the blank, is to figure out how things personally work for me, no matter how crazy it might sound to somebody else. So anyways, that's all I had to say for y'all. Thank you for taking this trip with Willis, and I'll catch y'all for the next video. Peace.